All right.
Yay! So it's Valentine's Day. Happy
Happy Valentine's Day.
Day. So this is my sunshine, my very firstborn, Gabriel.
Hello.
And we were just having the most amazing conversation. And Gabriel, we were just talking about Valentine's Day and what Valentine's Day means. And I would just so love for you to share the amazing insights and inspirations that you have been downloading and receiving in a very short time.
Okay. So I guess it started like about a year ago. I I started to work on myself and I'd been single for a very long time and things were not how I wanted them to be in my life. So I started to actually make the changes there to start my journey of self-healing, I guess, and like loving myself. And that's always been like a recurrent theme in my life, um, where I felt like I didn't love me. And I started doing those things slowly. And along the way, I ended up meeting somebody. And it was one of the healthiest things in the beginning because I was in a space where I was really nourishing me and I had created systems for myself. And although they weren't perfect, I was able to be comfortable with me and taking the steps for my health and my journey and my wellness. And we had a beautiful relationship for a while. Um, Along the way, I ended up learning that from something to deal with me, I guess, is like whenever I feel like something is going wrong, I want to fix things and I want them to be the most beautiful that they could be. So, like, I stopped working on myself and stopped taking me into consideration and focused all of my love and attention onto this other person. And I mean, like, it was a firecracker of a relationship. Like, they're, um, they had the things in my life that I have wanted for a while. Um, like a mother who is there and very supportive on a day-to-day basis, even though this person is in their adulthood, they actually live together. And there was a child that is wonderful and whom I have grown to absolutely love and adore and like want to be a part of this person's journey as well. And unfortunately, this person did not do the work on themselves to sustain a healthy relationship with me. Doing started focusing all of my love and attention and care towards this other person. And it, in doing so, I had done a lot of like, I had allowed things to happen to hurt me deeply and things that I like don't deserve. And, I pined for this. I tried very hard. And it came to a point where I was like, okay, like I can't do this anymore. And like I need something different in order to sustain. And we have separated. I still have like it's very complicated because like, I invested so much of myself into this and I had created this relationship and of love and support for another person and I thought that I was doing everything correctly. And in a sense, I definitely did. This was my most honest relationship that I've ever had in my life. It was not based upon like lies and this chrysalis thing that I have always done. So I feel in some respect that like I still was working on myself, but I was doing it in such a small scale because my world was not confined to so many different things. It was just me and this person. So like it was smaller scale. So like I was able, like although I invested all of my love and all of my energy into this person who could not give me the things that I needed out of a relationship and I needed with a relationship with myself, um we like I'm able, it's only been since what, Thursday of last week, I think. I'm not even quite sure, but like I've had my grieving process for this person. I've recognized that they were unable to give me the things that I need because I needed things that I needed for myself. And I was looking at them as a way to fulfill those things and them the same with me.
Right. And that's
Um,
never the mix, right? For a relationship, because anytime you are empty inside with something and that person fulfills that, then that's a hole inside that nobody can ever really fill, right?
totally. And like I was seeking that fulfillment in him
Mhm.
and with his family and with his child.
Yeah.
And I recognize now like that I did everything with the best intentions and that's so beautiful, but like I sacrificed a lot of myself in the interim in order to sustain something that was not the healthiest for me. And like I still, it's strange. Like I think that because I've done like a lot of soul searching and a lot of talking, and I have literally talked until my jaw hurt and I had cried more than I have in my entire life in such a short amount of time. Like I could not go more than 20 minutes without a complete breakdown. But like I I recognize what it was that I am lacking in myself. And like I was able to pinpoint exactly when it happened, thankfully, that I had given, like what instance made me sacrifice myself again and stop working on me.
And you
And
know,
luckily,
I want to just say I'm so like it's astonishing, it's incredible the amount of awareness that you have allowed to come into you because you said yes to the pain, because you said yes to the suffering and the experience. It allowed you to develop all these insights, to literally let them filter in through you, because you weren't drugging or drinking or any of the things that would keep us from, like, a little bit insulated from feeling fully everything that's up. And when
yeah,
we give it, like, I'm so proud of you because you're such a compassionate, passionate, amazingly sensitive being. And I know that you experience things very deeply.
yeah.
And
And I want to say that, like, although those are gifts that I have, and it's a sustain, like, it's a part of me. Those are all things that I feel are truly a part of me. I feel so deeply and I love so much, but by doing so, I also had the habit, not even the habit, I had the lifestyle of tailoring my personality and the things that I liked and gaslighting and lying to myself in order to create the perfect personality and the perfect situation for somebody else as well. My entire relationships are based or were based upon that. It
yeah,
was all coming from a space of editing myself and becoming the people that they needed and whatever. And by doing so, I had created a very beautiful life full of like these friendships and everything. And I know that like people saw little glimpses of the inside of me, like a beautiful cocoon, right? I was like internally I was there. And then I built up these beautiful facades and
Shame.
yeah, shimmer, gold, light externally for other people. And there would be these moments where like I would lose control of that and people would see that. And it had got to be confusing for them, but I was excellent at it.
I
Like,
You were
like,
excellent.
and then I never wanted to accept that like I deep down was not okay and that I didn't love myself. Like, a huge thing for like, and it's something as like ridiculously small as like, okay, so like I've started these things where I've written down exactly what it is that I like want for
Yeah.
myself and like what I feel like I need and like what's going to help me love me. And one of the things is I've like always felt very unhealthy internally.
Mhm.
And like from the things that I've eaten to the way that I deal with grief and things in my life and um my lack of exercise and I'm degrading my body. And I mean a lot of that is just coming from like so I was so fixated on being this like perfect thing for everybody else and like everybody really like loving and enjoying me that I was afraid of showing vulnerability in certain instances that may seem like the most insignificant things. Like I don't like to look nervous or uncomfortable in front of people. And systemic to that is I don't like to sweat in front of other people. I do not like to put in any sort of hard work because it takes me to a place that I was whenever I was like very young and very uncomfortable with who I was. And like it took like I didn't like being in school because I felt like everybody was just seeing how insecure and whatever I was.
Right.
And like so from that, like sweating and working out and like putting in the physical effort to better myself was like not really on my table because I was so self-conscious that like anybody who looked at me or saw what I was doing or whatever was having that internal dialogue of like, oh shit, this person's a complete disaster.
And I just want to say you just left the gym, right?
I did. I just
Right?
left the
So
gym.
see, look, you're already like what I'm saying is this is so amazing. Like all those fears that you used to have, you are now coming onto a live Zoom call that I just instantly created as we were talking on the phone, and you're beautiful exactly as you are, right? And now you can experience that in a whole new way. So it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if you sweat or worked out or whatever, because like that can't even impact even the tiniest bit of how
Yeah.
magical you are, right?
Because like so I mean I feel like I put like this relationship was definitely life-changing for me.
Yes.
And like it was a huge lesson and like the love that I have for this person is not gone. Like they are still a part of me, but like it's different now because like I am really fortunate in the fact that whenever pre this relationship I was putting in the steps and it was really really hard, but I was like I was going on walks with somebody. I was eating in public with somebody, which is another thing that like I felt really insecure about because I didn't feel like I mean at that point in my life I had also like I was the heaviest that I've ever been. I weighed 270 pounds.
And how much,
And
yeah, how much, what are you weighing
I
now?
am currently at 175
You look
is like what I weighed myself
awesome.
out this morning. And this, I mean, this has been less than a year. And I continued to do things for myself in the most minute ways um within the relationship. But like a lot of it was because like muscle memory and like what I knew that I needed to do pre the relationship. Like I knew that I wanted to have a healthier relationship with me. And like this relationship also gave me some like, I don't know, did something
Yeah.
made me more aware. So like it ending and everything, I'm able to just go back to what I really wanted for myself. Because I mean, like, I wanted this relationship to work. I wanted all of those things to fulfill me and whatever. But like, I didn't fulfill myself. And I mean, thank God I had this to look back onto. Because like, I
Yes.
am able to just pick this right back up and then get right back to it. And I've even done more now than what I was comfortable with in the beginning. So, like, I did just go to the gym and I sweated like a pig. And I
Here you are
picked
on
up,
Zoom.
yeah,
Like, what?
I
Yeah.
I like haven't even showered. I'm kind of gross. I literally pulled over in my car. Like,
From the gym. Yeah.
yeah. And it's gross. I feel a little nasty, but
And
whatever.
and I was taking some little notes, when we were talking, and like, I was like, Gabe, what should we do for Valentine's Day? And you were like, the first thing that came out of your mouth was become your own Valentine.
Yeah. So like a huge thing, like Valentine's Day meant something to me all the time because every relationship that I've been in, like that, like they were not a part of me during Valentine's Day.
Mm,
And that's always been something like I've always felt like a great loss in that. But
yeah.
then now it's like, so nobody was my Valentine, but like I wasn't even my own Valentine. I had no Valentines.
Yes.
Like, and like I didn't have like a Valentine's Day is just this like outward expression of love for something else or someone else or whatever, typically. But
Mhm.
like, it's perfectly fine that I am my own Valentine. And it is okay to say that, like, you know, I'm loving myself and I feel okay with it.
And you're setting intentions for yourself, and you've been doing so much soul searching, and you're still in that process. And I just think it's so beautiful, because so often when we're hurting inside, what we want to do is go outside and like fill that void. And the wisdom that you shared with me about how you are filling that inside, about the way that you're creating your home as your nest, one of
Yeah,
your sacred space where you get to recharge, instead of it being about other people and other things.
totally.
Yeah. And how,
Like my living situation was a direct reflect and always has been of my mind. And my mind had always been very broken and scattered and clinged on to things literally that of my past that I just could not let go of. Like my house right now is a complete disaster. And I have the only place that I have is my bed. I literally have nothing else and I have not. I moved into my apartment 5 years ago and I still only just have my bed. And my bed has been the place where I have done everything. Like it has been where I have grieved and where I have mindlessly watched movies and where I have talked on the phone with people and I mean it's been like everything where I've loved somebody else and it's just always been my bed, which I directly tether, like I feel like a bed and that space should just be a place of relaxation and rest and
yes.
like some place where I can just like recharge myself.
Yeah.
But I had focused all of my energy into that while creating this chaos around me. Like I have things that I don't need that are complete, that serve me nothing. I have grandma and grandpa's stuff littered around my apartment in boxes. I have bloody clothes from grandpa that never got cleaned that are sitting in my house because I didn't want to let those things go. I didn't want to let everything go because then it was like that's whenever I would really have to sit with me and then look around and realize I don't have anything. And I mean like there's a beauty in not having things though. I mean like, if you weeding out everything and like this thing where like I today I bought a shitty um futon so that I can have a space to reflect and think and whatever, and have like a separate area of just my home to like do things in that is not my bed. Like I would even eat in my bed.
Right.
And those are like, I think that those are really unhealthy, like things to
Yeah.
do.
Well, and you know what you were saying about all the stuff that we want to hold on to and that we want to keep, because we want to essentially keep that love alive, right? Between,
Yeah.
grandma and grandpa and you. And, we lost both of them in the last, few years. And it was a very, very difficult loss and experience for you, especially because of your deep connection with both of them and being in this
Yeah.
with them while I've been in Colorado all these years. And, you know, what I'm really noticing is that all those things that we hold on to literally are like energy drains that take the available life that we have, out of our range and drain it out into maintaining the dysfunction. When you talk about the stuff that doesn't serve you, that is just in
Yeah.
boxes. And even my storage unit, it's got
Yeah.
all that stuff. And I was, yeah, it's like, and I've held on to that. And the one thing that I want to get out of the storage is all of our photos, right? Because those are important things to have,
Yeah.
but none of the other stuff really is. It just,
Yeah. None of these tangible things that
yeah,
I like have and whatever. I mean, like, and I don't really, I mean, like the emotional tether to those things and whatever, because then it's like if I don't have them, nobody will. And then it's like I have like done this relationship, these memories a disservice because, this is something that they touched, but it's for me, it's such an unhealthy thought process.
right.
Like I need to really just clear out everything that's in my life because I have just crammed it and cluttered it with like other things that are not in service of like my own self-love, that
And your
like
greatness, right? And your greatness
yeah.
coming out into the world, like who I'm seeing now and who I'm witnessing, you're like crystal clear. You're not projecting, you're not putting things on yourself, and you're not embellishing anything. You're like real and raw. And this is the real you. And I mean, I don't know if you remember this, but when you were my little Gabe, my little sunshine, who I've always called you my sunshine, I always knew that you were a star, like a supernova star, that from inside out, like the light that shines through you is meant to touch so many people in this world authentically. And not because you're beautiful on the outside or any of the chrysalis, cocoon stuff. That looked iridescent and beautiful and wonderful on the outside, but you didn't feel worthy of that on the inside. And what I want to acknowledge and bring forward, that I see you blossoming into this butterfly like never before. And I'm so grateful that you've gone through this really difficult experience, because this, relationships, and whenever we have pain, it's literally just to crack us open into our own truth. And you've done that so beautifully and so perfectly. And I am so proud of you. I mean, you've literally taken this experience and you are like literally letting yourself blossom as a result of it. And that's why I really wanted you to share this experience, because I feel like so many other people in the world right now are suffering and struggling and feeling so alone. And the things that they depended on for their, for their well-being and whatever are gone. And so I wanted everyone to hear your voice. And I'd love to hear what you want to share with the world too about, what you want for them this Valentine's Day.
I mean, like I feel like there's so much thought in Valentine's Day about somebody else and doing that outward expression of love for somebody else. And like I don't know, I like this is the first time in my life where I felt like it's okay to not have a Valentine, that nobody's my Valentine other than me.
Yes.
And like it's okay to start from ground, you are the ground zero, and it's okay to start there. Like I have things that I'm doing that are nourishing me, and I'm doing them every day. And it's not these tangible things where I'm like, oh, I'm taking myself out to dinner,
Right. All
or
that
like,
superficial stuff, right?
yeah,
It's
it
the
nothing is
inner.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, like love is not superficial, and those things do not matter. They are beautiful in their own right, but like it, I'm my own Valentine, and today I went to the gym and sweated in front of a bunch of strangers, and I lifted weights. Sure, they were only 20 pounds, and they exhausted me, and my chest hurts. But I did it, and I completed those things, and I am building myself into something stronger, and I'm doing it for me because I love me, and I am taking care of myself. I am my Valentine, and happy Valentine's Day to me.
Yes.
Yeah. Like today like I'm getting my futon delivered, and I am going to like fucking panic because I don't know how to build shit. But I'm gonna make a damn futon today, and I'm gonna clear out a lot of the old furniture and stuff. Like I still have grandma's the that chair that was in the basement,
Oh my
and
gosh.
it's broken. It is disgusting. Like they're like it's so old, and it was like in that dingy basement for so long. And I have it in my apartment. It's not even like something that is like sittable, but like I've had it, and it's just been there. And every time I've looked at it, it's just been a reminder of like that instance in life and everything. Just me walking by it and being all like, oh, it existed.
Yeah.
And like it serves me no purpose other than that memory. So it has to go.
Yes.
And there's like it's okay to let things go,
It's
you know?
wonderful to let things go because that opens
Yeah.
up the energy field surrounding you for things to come in that actually support where you're going now and who you are now.
Yeah. I think like so one of the most interesting things about like inside of this relationship and everything, you realize that I've slept on grandma and grandpa's bed
Yes.
like this whole time.
I
Like
know.
so
I know.
and I like that's where grandma and grandpa got sick. That's where grandma died.
I know.
Um like that like I that's where grandpa like, you know, disintegrated in
Yeah.
himself.
I mean, he lived in that bed for how long, because he was
Yeah.
so sick.
Yeah. And then so like I mean now I got a bed while in this relationship, and I just got a new bed frame because we broke it. Um and it like it's new, and it's something that I had great memories in and whatever too. And I didn't spend all of the I mean like we're talking like a decade, right? Of just like grandma and grandpa's stuff, and then my stuff. I mean, like hanging out in a bed was so normalized in my mind.
Right. Right.
And at least I'm breaking that thought process and like whatever, so that I don't need this any longer to be what I'm relating that relationship to be, because I feel like it's unhealthy. That may not be true for everybody else in this world. I mean, like, at the end of the day, like personal growth and journey and whatnot is such a personalized thing.
Yes.
Like, what
It's
may be right to me may seem so stupid to somebody else, but it's just what, like, it is so insignificant and small that had expounded upon into who I am and how I react to things. Like it's very interesting.
yeah. And the things that, each of us have our things, right? Like everybody has their way and just the clarity and the beauty that I'm hearing and seeing in you right now is just that you're all of a sudden able to see all the things about you and your life that were kind of like behind you, right? And so life brought you this experience for your growth and for your evolution and for your healing, for you to come into being able to look straight into yourself and see the beautiful essence that I've always seen when I've looked at you, and that so many of us have always seen, regardless of anything else that you had been projecting from from a lesser part of yourself and your personality. It's your magic, and you have the ability to share your voice. And I mean, oh my gosh, I mean, I just have to say, you're when I went back to Missouri, this last time, and we were there with Caitlin's surgery and all that. I mean, every single person that I would talk to about you, they would get starry-eyed and be like, Gabe, he's the best. He's the greatest, and I know that you feel like they didn't see the real you because you were projecting, but I know so many of those people, hundreds, maybe even actually probably thousands of them, were able to see you. But when you're not
I
able to
like,
see, right? But when you're not able
yeah,
to see you, and that you're lying and you're projecting and you're fluffing and all these things, but I want you to know that nothing is lost, right? Even in all of that time where you felt like you were not really connecting and not really sharing who you are, I know for a fact people's lives have been dramatically impacted by your smile, by your kind words, by the little things that you do that is unique to you, that's just out of the kindness of your heart. You've made a difference, you know?
yeah. And I really do think that that's true. I mean, because like a lot of it was like it was just like lying to other people about how okay I was and everything. Because then if I looked like everything was going so great in my life, then obviously I would attract great things. Like, power of projection, fake it till you make it. And like none of those really like fit, like in the long term, none of it fulfilled me. And I really don't know what this journey is going to have for me. Like it's a little scary
And
to
that's the
be
magic.
so honest.
Yes.
I mean, because it was like I was pathological to the point where I could lie, like I'd lie to myself and I'd start believing it.
I know.
And like I made up so many things and so many stories and like plot lines and like things that were just interesting to keep people entertained and whatever, and all of that just means like absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
um and like I'm not saying that this journey is going to be easy and that I'm not going to get more hurt, but like I don't feel like anything is just going to hurt as bad as continuing to be inauthentic with me.
Yes. And that's what I see in you. I mean, I see you, all of you, right? Because I'm your mama. But and I see all of you forever and ever. And I just know the miracle that you are. I know the magic that you are. And I'm so like, you are my gift this day. You are the greatest gift to my heart this day. Seeing you blossoming and really like letting who you really are inside be the whole around you as well. The whole beingness that you are is now like, okay, it's honest, it's real, it's raw, it's magic. And I just wanted to share you with the world, really. This Valentine's Day, to say I love and appreciate you, and I'm so grateful for all that you have gone through and all that you are and all that you've become and all that you have endured to get here, because you're an inspiration in this world, and so many people just need to hear from you, just your voice, just your thoughts, just the way you are.
I appreciate that. I love you too.
Okay, well, we'll stop our Zoom now and we'll reconnect
Okay.
on the other side. Let me see. I don't actually even know how to stop recording this thing. Oh, there we go. Okay, pause, stop. I love you, love you.
I love you.